Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. All right, so it's Foodie Friday, but it's Foodie Friday with a twist. I have a question for you guys. Have you ever been in a grocery store or been somewhere and you've seen a really dark complected person, a black person, and all of a sudden they're speaking Spanish and they're speaking it well. And you're like, who is that person and how do they speak Spanish so well? Well, if you do not know, it is Hispanic Heritage Month. And today we are honoring all of our Afro Latinos, okay? So those people that look just like us, but their first language was Spanish. And guess what? We might even get a salsa lesson in this thing. So stay tuned, everyone, as I come back with our very first Afro Latino guest, Mr. Raúl Orlando Edwards. See you in just a second.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Dr. Doe here again with a Late Health Presents, and I'd like to give you our Wellness Wednesdays tip of the week. Did you know that not only do the treatments for an enlarged prostate, but some of the medications for an enlarged prostate can cause the same symptoms that you're looking to avoid, namely sexual dysfunction. If you'd like to learn more, you can always check out our website, and you can always catch us here on Monday nights at 5 p.m.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so many of you may or may not know, but it is Hispanic Heritage Month and it's Foodie Friday. So with that being said, we have something different going on in the studio today. We have someone who is Afro-Latino in the studio. His name is Raúl Orlando Edwards. Raúl, welcome. Come on over, dear. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I am well. Okay, so I want us to take this really, really slow. Okay, so I know what Afro-Latino means, but many people do not. So can you please define who you are and your culture?
Afro-Latino basically are Latinos that live and been, born and raised in Latin America for the most part. And we have a strong Afro-descendant heritage. Mm-hmm. So that, for example, my skin is black, my hair is kinky, all of that. But at the core, my language, everything happens to be Spanish. Mm-hmm. So we navigate those two, I would say those two groups, from the elements and the essence and the experiences that we have in the African part, but also in the Latin American part, which reflects in everything that we do.
Absolutely. So when you first meet people, they see this beautiful chocolate man with his kinky hair, and then you start speaking Spanish, or you have a Spanish accent. What response do you usually get here in Houston?
It's been actually, for the 25 years I've been here, it's been very interesting to see the responses. I was like, so what are you? And it's either that or where did you learn to speak such good Spanish? Mm-hmm. So I used to get annoyed at first because I thought,
this is
never seen this is normal.
Right.
Of course, it is my normal. So then I came up with all these crazy answers. Like, it's told someone like, no, actually I went to Mexico for spring break for 2 weeks.
I love it. Okay.
For 2 weeks, and I picked it up because, you know, I-E-O-U, and it was like, oh my God, that is so awesome.
Wow, they really believe that.
They did.
And even with the accent, okay.
They did. And I was like, oh, seriously? Okay, I'll use this more often. So all sort of answers, but it was really shocking. It was really more shocking when I found Latinos wondering, how did I learn such good Spanish?
Oh, absolutely.
And I was thinking, like, dude, oh man, you are from Latin America, and there are millions of us. How is it that you have never seen one or heard one? So, you know, that showed me the importance of having to educate on that subject.
And where are you from?
Originally from Panama, so I'm half Panamanian, half Jamaican.
Okay.
So again, I grew up with those two different cultures, two different cuisines, two different traditions, everything in one house.
Listen, I've been to Panama a few times, so I'm very familiar with your culture. Let me be very clear. I can smell this food, and I already know. I can look at it, and I can smell it and tell you what I'm about to eat. So can I guess?
Go ahead, yes.
Arroz con pollo.
That is
and
correct.
for those who don't know what arroz con pollo is, that is chicken and rice. Okay, and then we have some plantains and some roasted bell peppers, or?
This actually is sauteed, sort of like semi-char somewhat, and then the plantains are what we call plátanos en tentación.
Okay, what does that mean?
Which is like plantains in temptation.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah, so people usually fall for the temptation. But the element of this, or the way we prepare it, is that it's sauteed in butter with some brown sugar, a little cinnamon, and a little nutmeg.
Okay.
So it's kind of that sweet and salty on your plate.
I
that you
love
have.
it.
And then you sprinkle a little bit of cola, and then you just do it, and that's it.
Okay, so I am African American, right? So we grew up with chicken and rice. So that's what I knew growing up. I got tired of eating this. Not that I didn't like it, but I feel like we ate it every week. And then I had some arroz con pollo from Panama. All right, and I fell in love with chicken and rice all over again. So I'm gonna dive in here. And as I'm diving in, let's talk about it. So what makes arroz con pollo different in Panama versus another Latin country? What would you say?
Part of it are a lot of the influences that we have because of Panama's position historically as a nation of transit, you know, the canal and all of that. We had a huge migration of people from Jamaica in the probably turn of the 20th century. We had a huge migration also from people from China. And with the migration that we had from Jamaica, we had a lot of the spices, the curries, and all of that, where in other countries in Latin America, they don't use. Like, for example, soy sauce is a key ingredient in our cuisine. So is curry. But you ask, when I talk to my friends and my other chef friends in Latin, from Latin America, it's like, we don't use that. Scotch bonnet.
Okay.
That we use, very typical in the Caribbean. We don't, you don't go to a Mexican restaurant, they don't know what that is.
Right.
We didn't know what jalapenos were.
Right. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's one thing I have noticed about Panamanian food. Usually not spicy. Not a lot of jalapenos.
No, like zero jalapenos.
Zero. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try this now. I have to tell you. Mi suegra. You know what that means.
Yes.
That's, my former mother-in-law used to make some really good arroz con pollo. So let's see. Delicious. Okay. The rice, is it a yellow rice?
No, this is white rice. And then we have different things that we put into it. Sometimes people can put achote, depending on the region and the tradition. And then some people can put a little bit of azafran. The arroz con pollo is sort of a variation of, for example, the paella.
Okay.
So we see the similarities and the different traditions and influences that we have in the food.
Okay.
The Mediterranean, of course, you have like the olives, you have the capers, and then this has a sofrito, which is something that we do. So sofrito has parsley, also has cilantro, onion, and garlic. Okay. So that's the sofrito that I did for you.
All right, let me cut into this plantain. So I know, what is the difference between a plantain and a green banana?
Okay, so the green banana is basically like a banana, just green, and it has to be cooked. Unlike the banana, which you just peel once it's ripe. So basically the difference between the two is just the level of when they're ripe.
Okay.
That's the difference. Now, there's a difference between bananas and plantains.
Okay.
So the plantain has a distinct shape, and the banana is more round. Also, the plantain is thicker and it's coarse. unlike the banana.
Is
the
there a
texture,
difference in taste with green banana versus plantain?
Yes.
Okay, what would you say? Is it a texture thing?
It's
or?
more of a texture,
Okay.
and also that the plantains, for the most part, are cooked.
Okay.
Where the yellow banana is not, but the green banana is.
Okay. All right. So why did you choose plantains today versus green bananas? I have to ask.
Okay, because in what we do with this, traditionally in Panama, the green bananas we will eat with things like fish or different, more of the Caribbean sort of African influences dishes.
Okay.
But traditionally in Panama, we will eat this with maduros. Maduros for us is basically, I'm going to say like the Mexican tortilla. It's like in every meal almost.
Maduros.
Maduros.
I don't know if I've ever tried that.
Maduros is the same ripe plantain.
Okay.
Yes, so in different countries they're called different things. Maduros just means that they're ripe.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Referring to that as for the texture. So it's very common that you will have plantains, whether they're green, fried, or in this tostones. That's a lot of.
Got it.
We call
Okay.
those patacon.
Patacol.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now I gotta try these bell peppers. So I love a red bell pepper. I love it raw.
Okay.
All right. So what did you do this again? Tell me. You did something unique.
To this bell pepper, we added a splash of soy sauce, like Maggi kind of a thing. And then we sprinkled some onion powder and some garlic powder, some black pepper, and a sprinkle of salt, and sauteed in olive oil.
That is so good, so
Well, thank you.
flavorful.
Thank
Okay, so putting this all together. So are you a chef by trade? How did you become into cooking?
I started cooking at the age of 8. My grandfather was a cook in Jamaica, so he was a chef in Jamaica.
Okay.
So I started cooking that. Then when I moved I started basically selling food and doing events from age 15. So
Oh, wow, okay.
I started doing all of that. So then I came to the United States. When I came here, I started working in Airmark, and then I was working under a chef.
Okay.
So immediately I landed in the kitchen and then started there, then worked in restaurants. So my passion, one of my passion is food.
Okay.
So my goal was to, before going like to chef school and all of that, I wanted to find the food of my people per se, and then not have that to be affected.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So for example, I've seen a lot of my friends that are chef or chef that I know, and they will go like to CUISINE, the school. And they will come back and then they will sort of improve the food, and I go, the food was fine before you went to school.
Ah, okay. So they're trying to improve it to be more culturally acceptable?
Perhaps, or to follow, in many cases, it's French technique, to follow that presentation.
Okay. Hold that thought really quickly, Raúl.
Okay.
We have to go on a quick break, but I want to talk about that. All right, guys. So listen, I am here with Raúl, Afro Latino, and we're going to be right back learning more about this culture because they represent all of us. We represent each other. See you guys in just a moment. Ha! Not on the break.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Experience the pinnacle of performance at Big Star Cadillac, formerly Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2022 XT6 Luxury Collection for $549 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. At Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Big Star Cadillac, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your
Well, welcome back, everyone. I am still in the studio with Raúl, who is a creative visionary and a chef. All right, so you were telling us about people going to culinary school and they're trying to do it more of the French way. Finish that story for me, Raúl.
Well, what I have found when I go sometimes to eat, I will see some that is should be Latin or is Latin, but I will see that the presentation and sometimes the process has taken a little bit more of a French style.
Okay.
Instead of keeping it to how grandma and
Original.
is. So one of the goals that I had was to really explore the food and work on the presentation of it without altering the content.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Let's be who we are.
Exactly.
That's what makes this place a great place, right? Because you're from where you're from and I'm from where I'm from. And you also cook some other amazing dishes. And I know some are Jamaican. I know you do a brown stewed chicken and you do some more stuff. And we have some shots of those. So I want to see all of the goodness that you actually cook all of the time. All right, let's take a look. So what is that?
That is a tomato cilantro soup with shrimp.
Oh, shrimp.
So
Oh, yum. Okay,
did that.
Jamaican or Panamanian?
It's kind of a fusion, and that was the thing that I was going to say. One of the goals that I have is to bring what I would call the two Caribbeans together.
Oh, I love that.
So the Caribbean is completely Spanish. It has its own ingredients and cuisine. With the Caribbean that is more of the Black Caribbean.
Gotcha. Okay, and we have some more. What else do we have? We have, let's see here. That is, I can't even guess.
That is actually chicken that I made.
Okay.
With chicken strips.
Okay.
And then the middle of it is a little flour
like a
that I made
rose.
with a bak choy.
What is that?
It's a vegetable.
Okay.
Very traditional or very common in Asian cuisine.
Okay.
So I did that, and then the sauce is made with, it's a soy sauce, which we get from the Chinese migration, with dried apricots and mushrooms.
Okay, more Panamanian or Jamaican?
This is
Or
kind
fusion?
of a fusion.
Fusion as well? All right,
Yeah.
we have another dish. All right, so let's see. This one is, okay, wait, don't tell me. Stuffed bell pepper. Look. Okay, what is this one?
So this was my birthday dinner for 2020 that I made for myself. So it's actually fried chicken.
Fried chicken, okay.
Yeah, so I made fried chicken, and then I made a red sauce with paprika and a whole bunch of other things. And then what you see there are yellow beets, and then I made a curry fried rice, which I used to stuff the bell pepper in.
Look at you. Curry fried rice. Okay, so you do a lot more. Okay, so wait, let's see. We have something else. And that's the Jamaican dish.
Yeah, so this is very typical in my country and many Caribbean countries. So it's a rice and peas with coconut milk.
Yes.
And then the brown stewed chicken, and then some carrots and some different herbs.
Yes, a brown stewed chicken. I love a brown stewed chicken. Okay, let's see. And I believe we have one more. All righty. Now what is, I can't guess. Soup.
No, it's actually a tomato-based sauce with capers.
Oh, okay.
And then the rice is rice with coconut, and that's chicken, and it has also chayote. Okay. And which, as we were talking, is they say Mexican squash in the store. Some chayote and some plantains.
Okay, so so again, you're a creative visionary. So not only do you cook, you also dance.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was a pause. wait. Did I make that up?
No.
All righty. So wait. Now one song I remember hearing on a repeat in Panama. Guess what it was? That every Panamanian party, they love it. Come on, take one guess.
Is it from El General?
No, I don't know. Okay. It's look, Suavemente. Oh, Suavemente.
Suavemente.
Oh my gosh. Every time that comes on, every Panamanian gets up. Am I right or am I wrong?
That is correct.
Okay, so if you were dancing to, is it Suavemente?
Suavemente. It's a merengue.
Okay, what does that mean?
A merengue is a style of music that is popular or originated in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So it's more of a 1 2 1 2 1 2, where salsa is a 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So the movement in salsa is you have this kind of a flow that goes. When it's merengue, it's just basically.
You feel so sexy, the energy. Like I just want to keep doing it. Like don't stop. Okay. I'm loving it.
Well, it should be that way, and that's what we decide. That's what we're really out to teach people. Is that dancing should do exactly that. Want you to get up and dance with the person that's moving.
I love that.
So it is that energy that comes when the body is engaged. And
so it's just as much shoulder as it is, because like, your shoulders are moving a lot. Do it again for me.
But that is a consequence of how my feet are moving. So
Okay.
everything travels upward.
Ooh.
So that's why you want to use your feet.
Okay.
Makes sense? So that allows that movement to just flow easily.
Oh, you made me take off these heels. Okay. I love it. Okay, so what are some things, seriously, on a serious note, what are some things you wish people knew or, I don't want to say understand, but knew about the Afro-Latino culture?
One of the things that what I'm like really advocating in the last couple of years, especially with the African American community, to say, hey, we actually have more things that in common than separate us.
Absolutely.
So I think in my case, it took the effort and it took the initiative that I wanted to learn about the Black community, because what I have been told about the Black community in the United States has really been a lie.
Ah, okay.
So I began to discover the beauty and you all have done a lot. And when I began to go like, but I don't get this in school.
Right.
I don't hear about this. And what is exported of the Black community, the African American culture here, is completely nothing that resembles the truth. So I decided that I was going to make that effort, and it's been an amazing journey in learning about the culture here. And in that process, I discovered we have the same things, the food, we have, and the contributions we have done, like the first chef in the United States was an enslaved person.
Okay, I did not know that.
I did not know that either.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, so you start looking at all of those different things that it makes you wonder, how is it that we don't know about that? When you come to cuisine, they're talking, all the chefs that have been talked about, but the first one was James, I was forget his last name, but I think it's what was this? The mistress of Jefferson.
Yes, I know. Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Her brother.
Okay.
When they were taken to France, when Jefferson was over there, he studied cuisine.
Okay.
And then came back to the United States and began to establish.
And here we go. First,
Here we go.
thank you for the history
Yes,
lesson.
absolutely. So I began to see that those same similarities, like a lot of the dishes in Latin America that are now national dishes, were created by enslaved people.
And here we are today.
And here we are today. The same for the music. Music here and music in Latin America, musicians or artists, that was the highest position a Black person could achieve.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's why you see that music was so in the hands of Black people.
So we're such a soul. Yeah.
It was because of that. That was
Yeah.
the highest position in society we could attain. So when I start looking at all those different things that might appear to be in silos, but in reality, they bring us together. We share the
Absolutely.
same commonality. So my goal is to be able to bring these, to serve as a bridge, to create programs that work as bridges to say, hey, we have more in common.
We do.
Than what separates us.
We absolutely do. One of my favorite stories is how I learned Spanish, and let me be very clear, I don't have it as good as I used to, okay? But being around a Panamanian family all the time, being immersed in the culture, I think I spent 1 week in Panama, and I swear I came back fluent because you have no choice, right? Everybody walked through buenas, and
Buenas.
you have no choice but to do it. So I love how you explored the African American culture, and my goal is to make sure that we explore the Afro-Latino culture. Because let's name all the countries. Panama. Dominican, we know.
Yeah.
Dominican Republic. Puerto Rico. Cuba.
Brazil. Colombia. Venezuela. And the reality is that all countries in Latin America have pockets of Afro descendants. Like in Mexico is a huge.
I heard about that, yeah.
But the government never.
And no one talks about it.
So in the last probably 7 years or so, there has been an awakening from the Afro-descendant communities, demanding their recognition, but also demanding that their contributions be celebrated, but also acknowledged. So you go from Honduras, Nicaragua, all these countries, all have groups of Ecuador.
Oh yeah, I forgot Ecuador. Yes.
All these countries have influences, but also have populations that are Afro.
I love it. Our time is up today, Raúl, but thank you so much for
My
coming
pleasure.
in here and educating us about your culture, which is our culture as well. All righty, guys, I hope you guys learned an amazing lesson today. And listen, this food is good, and let's make sure we get one of his dance lessons because I want one. I'll be right back right after this break.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Experience the pinnacle of performance at Big Star Cadillac, formerly Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2022 XT6 Luxury Collection for $549 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. At Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Big Star Cadillac, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Welcome back, everyone. So listen, I was like all extra with Raúl. Did you see my hands going everywhere? Because I was simply excited. And he said something that I really, really appreciate, and I hope that you did too. He talked about how he came in and he engulfed himself in the African-American culture. And he learned that a lot of things that he did find out about were actually false. So he came and found out the truth about us. And I feel like sometimes there's such a racial divide in our own community. So there are Afro-Latinos right here in Houston. I personally know several. So make sure that you are joining them and that you are welcoming them and that you are learning about their culture like they're learning about ours. As always, you can chat with us on Facebook and on Instagram at American Star TV. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.